Hi, this is Kannababu. This is part 9 of WCF. In the previous video, we discussed about how to work with what is service-oriented architecture and what is XML. And we have seen how to work with XML and what is the serialization, deserialization, and what are the different serializations that are available, like binary serialization, SOAP serialization, and XML serialization. These all are the important concepts that we learned before learning WCF. So today we will discuss what web services. Let us see what is a web service. Is it clear? Web service is a method of communication, interoperable applications via internet. So web service is a method of communication between interoperable applications via internet. So internet is mandatory whenever you want to work with web service. So what is interoperability? Interoperability means creating the communication between different applications that was developed in same languages or same technologies, or different languages or different technologies. As I previously explained about the architecture of what SOA. So here service provider will create the service. Here this service is nothing but web service or WCF service. Here web service is nothing but it is a simple class. This class consists of what? Methods. And this class can be developed in any language or any technology. It is interoperability means it is language independent, platform independent, technology independent. You can create the service in any language or any technology. And service consumer is nothing but web application. And this web application wants to consume this service. For example, service provider is ICICI Bank. Service consumer is bookmyshow.com or amazon.com. Now amazon.com is trying to consume the service that was given by ICICI Bank. Now ICICI Bank will create the service in which language? Java. Service is nothing but it's a simple class. In that class some methods will be there. And this class, after creating this service, service provider will place this service or they will host the service on their server. Now service consumer wants to interact with what? This service. Is it clear? So here this is called as a web service. So who will create the web service? A developer will create the service. Who will consume the web service? A developer who is developing web application. He will consume the service. So the service was created by the developer and the service will consume by the developer. Mostly you all are developers who are learning web services. Mostly we will not create what web service. We are the users who will try to consume the service. Right? So as a developer, in order to consume the service, is it clear? So as a developer you must know here some points, something like these web services are basically divided into two types. Web services are basically divided into one is SOAP web services, other one is RESTful web services. So SOAP web services can be developed by using two approaches. One is top-down approach, other one is bottom-up approach. So what is top-down approach? Top-down, we already discussed in the previous session about service-oriented architecture. So here what we discussed that first of all service provider will create the service and then he will prepare what? WSGL file. WSGL file is used to describe the service. The complete information of the service is available in where? WSGL file, like the class names, method names, input parameters, return types. The entire information of the service is available in WSGL file. So WSGL file is a document which is used to advertise the web service. And later this WSGL file was placed in UDDI and later service consumer will connect to what? UDDI, download the WSGL file. Now here in top-down approach what will happen means, in this approach we have to first create the service. First create the WSGL file. And based on the WSGL file we have to create the web service in top-down approach. So you can simply call as what? Contract first, service last in top-down approach. Contract means what? Contract is an agreement between two or more parties. Here contract is nothing but the agreement between service provider and what? Service consumer. Service provider will not directly give the service to service consumer. Instead of giving the directly service, he will prepare one WSGL file and he will give this WSGL file to service consumer. And the entire information of the service is available in WSGL file. So here service consumer is web application. So the developer who is trying to develop the web application, he must know how to read the WSGL file. So you can create the web services in two ways. Number one, first you can create the WSGL file and based on the WSGL file you can create the service. That is called as contract first, service last. That is top-down approach. Number 2, bottom-up approach. In this approach, we have to first create the service, and based on the service, we have to create the WSGL file. So this is service first, contract last. These are the two approaches that we can develop SOAP web services. Are you following? But here the top-down approach is somewhat difficult. Why? Because it is very difficult to create WSGL file without creating the service. Here if you want to create the WSGL file as a developer, you must have some strong knowledge in what XML. You must be having some expert in what XML. Then only we can create the WSGL file first, and then we can create the service. But in bottom-up approach, as a developer, it is very easy for the developer to write the code first. Code means simply he can write the class. In that class, he can declare the methods, whatever you want to mention. And there are some tools will be there internally, and these tools will generate this WSGL file automatically based on your code. So most of the applications will try to follow a bottom-up approach. That is service first, contract last. In .NET here we are having the facility that if you create the service, if you generate this class, if you declare the class and if you declare the methods, you no need to again write a separate code to generate the WSGL file. Internally, when you debug the application or when you debug the service, automatically WSGL file is generated. And here as I am telling that in service-oriented architecture, two technologies can interact with each other. For example, I developed the code in Java. Now, .NET developer wants to consume my service. As he don't know Java, he must know how to read the WSGL file. So definitely the developer who will consume the service must have the knowledge on XML. That is why XML is a universal language which can understand by any database, any language, any technology, anything. Are you following? So, whenever we are working with SOAP web services, in SOAP web services, is it clear? WSGL file will play the major role. WSGL file will play major role. Are you following? So, as a developer, you are a service consumer. Whenever you develop any web applications like Amazon, Facebook, Gmail, or Flipkart, or bookmyshow.com, or redbus.in, as a developer, you are trying to develop the web application. At the time of developing the web application, in some scenarios, you must know how to consume the service in your application. Every web application main purpose is to the better business. Whenever you want to do some business, definitely you must have the link with what? Banking websites. So whenever you want to consume the service, definitely as a developer you must have the strong knowledge on what? WSGL file, because no service provider will give you what? This code. They will give you just what? This document. Which document? WSGL file. And as a developer you must know how to read the WSGL file. So WSGL file will play the major role whenever you are working with what? SOAP web services. So what is WSGL? WSGL is a WSGL file, that is simply web service description language. Web service description language. Here WSGL file was developed based on XML. WSGL file is an XML file which is used to advertise the service that was created by service provider. By using WSGL file, we can locate the web service. So what is the meaning of this? Generally, service provider will create the service and they will host the service on the server. In order to consume the service, we must know the service URL. And that service URL was not directly given to service consumer by service provider. Service provider will mention the service URL along with the information about the service in WSGL file. Is it clear? So it is used to locate the web service. So how can the developer who is developing the web application can interact with the service means once when he know how to read the WSGL file. So WSGL file, WSGL file basically consists of 6 sections. First one is definition sections, second one is type sections, third one is messages sections, fourth one is port sections, fifth one is binding sections, sixth one is services section. So these all, as I already told you, the WSGL file is purely developed based on what? XML. Is it clear? We already know the rules to declare an XML file, that every XML file must consist of at least one root element and every starting element must have corresponding what? Ending element. In which order we are opening the XML tag? In the reverse order you have to what? Close the tag. And all XML tags are what? Container tags. Means every starting element must have corresponding what? Ending elements. Is it clear? We already discussed about what XML in the previous videos. Now let us see how to create the web service by using what? Bottom-up approach. First of all, we will create the service and then we will see how to read the WSGL file. So I will try to go to all programs and there I will try to open my Visual Studio 2010. Now I will go to new project and there you can see web and here you can see what? By default web service is not available. You can find the web service in where? When you enter into the project. So here I will try to go to the Solution Explorer and here I will try to right click on the project and add new item. There you can see what? Web service. Here you can see somewhere you can find what? Web service will be there. And the extension of web service is .asmx, active service method extension. The name of the service is, I will try to give as something like EMP service or employee service.asmx. The extension of ASPX is active service page extension. ASMX means active service method extension. ASAX means active service application extension. So what is a web service? Web service is nothing but it is a simple what? Class. In this class we will declare what? Some methods. So here if you observe clearly, the name of my service is nothing but a class. The name of the service is employee service. In this class I will declare what? Two methods, calculate DA, calculate HRA. And every method must declare with an attribute called web method attribute. Sir, what are attributes? Attributes are also nothing but what? Classes. So here this method is decorated with what? Web method attribute. If you are not decorating the method with web method attribute, what will happen? This service cannot expose outside the world. I will try to debug and check the output. Let us see here. Just I want to show you. This is the extension of my service, employee service.asmx, active service method extension. Now, whenever you just click on service description, then automatically a WSGL file is generated. We no need to write any separate code for WSGL file. WSGL file is automatically what? Generated. This is which approach? Bottom-up approach. Create the service first and based on the service, WSGL file is generated and it is an XML file. And in this XML file, the root element is what? Definition sections. And then you can see type sections. Then you can see message section. Then you can see port type sections. Then you can see binding sections. Then you can see service section. So as a developer, you must know how to read the WSGL file. Because service consumer cannot view the code. Service provider will never give you the code of the service. He will just give you what? WSGL file. So as a developer, you must know how to read the WSGL file. Is it clear? So in the next video, I will explain you how to read the WSGL file. For more videos, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and Facebook group. Thank you. Have a nice day.